Things are getting intense as the Pittsburgh Penguins look to even the series against the Philadelphia Flyers. Stuart Skinner is in, according to Dan Muse, and there's a lot going on. Kris Letang desperately needs a bounce-back game from Game 1. We'll be talking about all that and more on today's edition of Penguins Digest. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. The Penguins are obviously coming off a very tough loss against the Philadelphia Flyers, where I felt like a lot of the things needed to go better for them to win that game. I mean, as I said in the beginning of the video, I needed a better night from Kris Letang and Sam Girard. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And I think there's a lot of things the Penguins need to adjust to win tonight's game against the Flyers, especially if they want to even up the series at home, because if they go into Philadelphia down 0-2, it will not be good. But before we get into that, we obviously have to look at today's video, which is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app and the best way to get in on the action. We'll dive into some crazy picks towards the end of the video. You know how we do. But use code DIGEST to sign up today. It helps out the channel a ton. And let's get into the rest of the video, because we have a decent amount to talk about. Obviously, guys, it's the playoffs. It's intense. And let's look at yesterday's game, or sorry, 2 days ago's game, which was an unfortunate loss to the Philadelphia Flyers. I told everyone in the last video, Penguins fans need to watch out for Porter Martone, because he is a guy who there's no book on yet. He's barely played any NHL games, and he scored a crazy goal in the playoffs. I think it will be interesting to see how much he could do throughout this series. He is someone the Penguins definitely need to watch out for. But on the Penguins side of things, I think I specifically want to highlight two players. One is Sidney Crosby. I actually don't think he had a great night. I mean, you never really see anybody say that about Sid. Obviously, he's one of the best players in the game, but I think we need a lot more from him. Malkin definitely pulled his weight. And then I also want to talk about, I thought Stuart Skinner also played all right. I mean, you only have 20 shots against and you allow 3 goals. I think you do need to be a little bit better than that. But from watching the game, I'm not going to come out and say, oh, man, like, the goals weren't his fault. I think that's a pathetic excuse sometimes, because you're a goalie. It's your job to make tough saves. And obviously, in the last video, we talked about his experience, which is super important. But I think someone like Stuart Skinner, who we'll talk about more, is going back in net tonight. I think he's going to have a little bit of a redemption game. It's been an interesting season for him, but he has gone deep in the playoffs. I think that's going to be the main storyline for him. We'll see if Artur Silovs does get in, depending on how this game goes. But you're in a tough predicament whether you win or lose. I mean, if you win, obviously Stuart Skinner is the answer. But if you lose, you go down 2-0 and you have to put Silovs in net cold. That'll be interesting. I don't know. Well, they'll go from there. But I did want to talk about this. The Kris Letang, Sam Girard pairing was absolutely atrocious in the game against the Philadelphia Flyers. I can't really stress how bad they were. I thought they were really coming around. I talked about that on Saturday's game preview as well. This from Jesse Marshall. And what is truly a comical result, the Letang-Girard pairing had a 2.5% expected goals for percentage for Game 1. That is not a typo, 2.5. The rate at which they were hemorrhaging chances is so far beyond the rest of the team. Yeah, I mean, they were just god-awful. So you're going to need a definite bounce-back game from Letang and Girard. I mean, if they're going to be playing like this the entire series, it's going to be impossible to win. I mean, you have, 20 minutes of dedicated ice time for them, maybe a little less. But, yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, it was just truly awful. It's just bad. But we have some stuff about Malkin, which he played really well, but this is what he had to say after the game. We played good all year long. We know how we play, and we were just maybe nervous too much, or we wanted too much. We're not, sorry, obviously he's speaking in broken English. We're just not thinking a little bit. I think everybody wants to play good, but again, it's the first game, we understand. We haven't been in the playoffs in 3 years. Everybody's a little bit nervous. We need to just play simple and a little bit better. I think that's the proper way to break it down. At the end of the day, you have a lot of guys, too, who haven't played in the playoffs in a long time. I highlighted Erik Karlsson yesterday, or 2 days ago. He hasn't been in the playoffs in 7 years. So it's been a long time since he's been in. It's been and obviously he's not like a rookie going to the playoffs, but it's been a while. Even for someone like Crosby and Malkin, Crosby played a lot of hockey this year. And I feel like he was injured for a lot of it. Obviously, coming off the Olympics, he got injured, and even when he came back, it felt like he wasn't, 1,000,000% healthy, ready to go. I don't really know if anybody ever is in the NHL. Crosby, I really need a good game from him tonight. And we'll talk about that when we get to the Prize Picks portion of the video near the end. But I think that is super important. And let's talk about this. Dan Muse said Stuart Skinner will start Game 2 against Philadelphia. I think this is the right choice. Drop a comment below what you guys think should have went down. Maybe you're watching after the video or after the game. What should have happened? But Dan Muse said Stuart Skinner will start Game 2 against Philly. I think that again, it's the right choice. You got to go to Skinner. I mean, he was kind of the guy down the stretch, in my opinion. He put up better stats than Sheaw, especially in the advanced numbers in terms of goals saved above expected. Again, the playoffs is what have you done for me lately, and not even lately. What have you done for me 2 minutes ago after the last goal? So we'll see how that goes with Stuart Skinner. I think that will be super, super duper interesting. And just looking at what Blake Lizotte said about Stuart Skinner, obviously he's been important to the team. So he said, obviously he's a great goaltender. Calming presence amidst chaos, which is what you want in a goalie. And obviously, I can't speak to Stuart Skinner as a person. I've never talked to him. I've never met him. But if this is what the guys have to say about him, someone like Blake Lizotte definitely is close to him. Stallmate, that's important. And also someone who, on the penalty kill, I mean, Blake Lizotte is important to the Penguins' penalty kill. And so is Stuart Skinner. They always say the best penalty killer is your goaltender. So, I think someone like Blake Lizotte saying this is very important. I know people say, oh, it's just a fourth liner, but I think that is very important to look at here, of course. And then the Penguins, Ilya Solovyov and Jackson Ivany are going to be in the lineup tonight, so that should be interesting. They're 23-14 all-time after losing in Game 1, so that will be super interesting. And then before we get out of here, I did want to show off the Flyers lines. So again, I told you guys, Porter Martone on that second line right wing, he's going to be someone to look out for. I thought the Penguins were a little bit outclassed, almost physically. They didn't really dictate the game enough. The Flyers have a physical lineup. I mean, Sean Couturier is not the same player he used to be when the Penguins were battling, a few years ago, but he's still on that fourth line. He's still a, defensive stalwart down there. So that would be super interesting. Obviously on defense, I highlighted Rasmus Ristolainen as someone to look at, especially physically. I mean, and Jamie Drysdale had a really good night against the Penguins, and he's really coming to his own this season. So those are some players to look at for sure going into tonight's game. And I think with the Penguins forward group, it is the same. I believe they're still rolling with the same lineup. So that is interesting. I thought they would have flipped. I thought they would have moved Malkin back to center, put Shinikov down because he had good chemistry with Malkin. I don't know if him and Crosby are working out as much as you want, and then go with Raquel, Crosby, Russ, but it doesn't seem like they're doing that. But I think if the Penguins do go down 1-0 early, that is the easy lineup change to make, so we'll see if they do end up doing that. But before we get out of here, tonight I'm looking at Evgeni Malkin to have a really, really good night. I'm going more on his assists, goals, points, and shots on goal. I think it's Malkin mania, guys. I saw it in the article today. He's going to keep doing what he does best, of course. And again, like I said, guys, Sidney Crosby, I think he is also going to have more on everything. I think he's going to be amazing tonight. He is someone who dominates the Flyers. It was very out of character that he didn't play well against them in the last game. So I have more faceoffs win. Obviously, he's a faceoff god. More goals, more points, and more shots on goal. I think Crosby is someone who's going to be lit up tonight. I think he's going to be on fire. And obviously, I have the Penguins winning. But, of course, use the link in the description to sign up for Prize Picks today. You can also sign up, use code DIGEST, and get going because Prize Picks, of course, #1 sports picks app and the best way to get in on the action. So, of course, thank you for them for sponsoring the video. And before we get out of here, guys, I do want to say thank you guys so much for watching so far. Drop a comment who you think is winning tonight. I mean, pretty dumb question. You're watching a Penguins channel. Of course you think the Penguins are winning. Unless you're a Flyers fan in here and you're a mole. I don't know. And let me know what you think about the lineup changes and how players are playing, of course. But it's been me, it's been Nick, and we'll see you in the next video. If you guys enjoy, hit subscribe, and we'll be back for the next one. Win or lose, we're here covering everything Pittsburgh Penguins. Peace out for now.